to the call. I am going to try and share my screen here and for last week's meeting minutes. And
That's
so,
good.
yeah, and people who have joined the TCS team ended up joining last week. And so we had some new people there. And then these were just the overall notes about merging the additional add-on to the Hero Test documentation and implementation enhancements. And then just a summary of what we got done last week. And this week we were going to do the Hero Test merge, which I did. And then I've noticed key site PRs coming through for small changes. And I believe tomorrow we're still on track to discuss behavioral model and the data plane app review, hopefully, with Riff from the SONiC team. And then these all up meeting minutes and, of course, the longer things that happened during the meeting that time. So today I noticed, I don't know if anyone has something they want to go first, but I noticed a few new ones today. So I'll let you guys tell me, is there a PR you'd like to cover first before we go into these?
Christina, this is Sudha. I just want to update that the one missing part for Dash program for DPDK backend is done. New PR has been raised to add support for 128-bit constants. I am pasting the PR link here, waiting for approval from open source community members. So once this is done, now DPDK Dash program is compilable. We can use it.
That's amazing. I was actually going to ask you which repo that's in, so now maybe I can check it. P4 Lang, P4, and it's P4C.
P4C, yes.
Yeah, P4C, and it's 5009 here. Okay, cool. Thank you. And so let me add that real quick. It's nice how you can add this stuff from different repos to your project. And so I'm just going to put it on the screen so people can see it. So added support for the constants and updated test cases. And it looks like Fabian and Andy have been working on that. Does anyone have questions about this? The rest of the people on the call?
I guess I would ask, if once this is submitted, is there someone who has time to try to play with the actually running this with the Dash code out of this repo? And it's something that Andy and I worked on a long time ago, to the point where we found some blockers. But is this seen as the blocker that is going to be lifted and we can actually try running it again? We never actually automated the running of it, but we automated the compiling. So I guess the first step would be, can we compile the code fully without any workarounds or skipping anything? There's probably some if defs in there to not compile code that wouldn't compile. So I was wondering if someone at Intel wants to try compiling the full program in here and seeing if, first of all, that works, and then taking steps to try to execute it at some point.
The Dash program has been added as a test case to the same compiler repo, and it is compilable completely now. The spec file is generated now, so it has to be executed on the target, and it has to be checked actually.
It has to be executed on the target?
Yes.
The code that you're running in your test repo. So you have a regression test, so to speak, or functional test to run the Dash code on the MEV target. Is that what you're saying?
That I guess. Shweta, can you comment? I need to check with people from our team. I'm not sure whether Shweta has joined the meeting.
Yeah, she's here.
I'm sorry. I missed the question.
Please, would you mind asking? I thought I heard someone saying just a minute ago that you can compile the Dash code and you can run it on the target. Is that correct? Someone say that?
I thought that, is that what you said, Sosutha?
No, I thought it is compilable now for DPDK backend.
I
We
believe
have
what
to
Shweta is
test
saying
actually.
is, that we can compile the code for DPDK backend, right? And it can be executed, right? Is that right, Shweta?
We need to execute the spec file and check whether for the correctness of the program, but it is executable since spec file is available.
Okay, so just to sort of pick up the thread that Andy and I had started and others got involved in Intel to support it. But what we have in this repo is a P4 BMV2 behavior model that can run dash code, and we have all the make files that will compile it for either backend, either the BMV2 and also the DPDK. And so I think when we compile it for DPDK, we skip a few things due to the blockers. And if those blockers are fixed, we should try to make sure we can compile it without any restrictions. That would be step one. And step two would be, and it's a big step, can we actually run P4DPDK and execute the dash code in this repo? And that, I suspect, would be a bit of a journey, right, to make all the moving parts work. But that was the long-term goal. So I guess the question is someone at Intel interested in supporting those two steps? The first one's probably easy, and the second one, we don't know what it will lead to.
So, Chris, I believe what you're saying is, and what Shweta said is that we are able to compile it and generate the spec file, right?
Yes.
And now you're talking about the next step where we are able to execute that spec file, right? So basically, being able to test whether it's working or not.
And execute the spec file. First of all, I guess in whatever lab environment, developer environment, but ultimately in this repo as a job, right? All working without any human intervention. And the infrastructure in the make files of the repo allow for all that. It's just a matter of actually making it work. And if that works, ultimately we'd want to run then existing test cases in the repo. And as a bonus stretch goal, maybe we can enable some of the dash test cases that have been skipped because of BMV2. And there's a large body of tests, and this is more of a behavioral model topic, maybe, Christina, but
Yeah.
There's a large body of tests that we cannot run in CI/CD because the BMV2 target is not capable of doing things like add-on miss, things like that. So I'd say that could open the doors to that type of project if people are available to support it.
Right. Yeah. So I believe, so far internally we haven't done the second step. But yes, I can go ahead and check internally with Shweta and the team.
And I can try to refresh my rusty brain to how we did all that in the back end, in the make scripts and the automation. And maybe there's even other people on this call who are interested in that, or people in the behavioral model call who kind of want to help take that forward. It would be a big, maybe a game changer, possibly.
Yeah, that would be huge. Right. Thank you, Sosutha and Shweta, for doing this. Excited to see it. It's amazing.
Sure. So we'll talk I'll follow up on this, and I'll get back on that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And so I noticed a couple of new ones here. I noticed a couple of, Chris, you were helping with a CI/CD failure. I can't remember if it was Junhua or Xiaofeng or Marian's, but thanks for doing that. I saw that this last week.
I did?
I thought so. I thought I saw you helping with one. Yeah.
Maybe I forget. Was there a comment?
Let me see.
I'm embarrassed.
No, that wasn't this one. Nope, it wasn't this one. I'll have to double check.
Okay.
I did. Oh, here it was. Help. Do we need help with CI/CD? This one, change the underlay TTL to 255. So it looked like we had some checks failing here.
Yeah, I don't think I weighed in on this.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I don't know if Marian's on the call, if you needed help with this. Oh, Marian is.
Yeah, no, I didn't look into why it's failing yet. Probably some of the tests either check that. Like the PTF tests. I would probably need to comb through them and fix them as well.
Okay. And so if we can help in any way, let us know. I've kind of added different pieces from the SONiC repo. A lot of things are happening now in the SONiC repo that pertain to this project. So we have, Vasundhara and Sasha working on different things there. And this one was interesting. I believe this one was Kumarash. Yeah. So -p validation offload to MP. We have this one going on here, working with Kumarash, working with Gang. And so they're still working on it as of 2 days ago. And that one was kind of interesting. And then I did notice a couple of new ones. So these were done last week, and thank you everyone. And I saw this one from Marsha. Did you want to talk about this one, Marsha?
No, I mean, I just added one line of text clarifying somebody had a question. So yeah, it's just one line of text.
Okay, so you want me to go ahead and merge it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do that now. And anyone new on the call, if you have questions as to what we're doing or anything, please let us know. And then here, I noticed that Junwar Jimmy Zai is working on this one. He's working on this with Riff. Oh, and Marsha, it looks like.
I ask if we can increase it a bit more. I mean, I see the difference in memory usage from like almost 2 gig to 50 meg. So it's big, but at least to be able to run baby hero tests. So instead of making it 8K, if we can make it 320K or whatever it's, and 80K and so on. So yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. So this one's just, it looks like Riff is on it. So he and Jimmy are working on it. Thanks, Marsha. And did notice Xiao Feng working on this one. Of course, they're in a different time zone. They wouldn't really be able to join, but it looks like he's making some updates to add this statement before, certain arguments. And that one's passed. You'll probably want a reviewer. So they're doing that in the background. And this one here specifically looks like it was failing CI/CD here, but Mukesh from AMD Pensando is also looking at this one. And looks like we've updated the scale numbers for Express Route Gateway Bypass. This one just slid right through, so I didn't even see it until this morning. What did they change here? Yeah, just some minor changes there. And the last one I had is this one, which I just added. So yeah, thanks for everyone for all that work. Appreciate it. Is there anyone who wants to talk about their item in progress?
There is one more where I commented, if we look at issues in HA, the oldest issue that is still open. I think there was something about HA, and is that still needed? Just go to the last page.
This is the last page? The last, you mean page 3?
Yeah, page 3. Yeah. And all the way at the bottom,
Well,
and there was something about HA. Did it move to the top once I commented on it? Yeah, I think that
so.
one. Yes, that one. Specify yeah, that one. What's the result on that one? Because here I see some no, I don't think so. There are some statements about inter-vendor needs to communicate with each other, and all kind of requirements which are in the document, which are there, and I see them being there. So are those still true, or they need to be changed, or what was the result of that item?
So RIF is still working on HA right now, and inter-vendors, that's interesting. I think that was the penultimate goal where, you could have multiple suppliers in the same device. I think we're kind of far away from that, if I had to say. But I think the idea was to have a consistent way to communicate between the DPUs. I don't think we're there yet. So let me get an update for this and get back to you. I know that in the Smart Switch meeting on Thursdays, it's either in the morning or in the evening, depending. They do talk about HA there. So let me see if I can get an update and maybe present it here.
I mean, I usually try to join those, although they kind of have been canceled most of the time.
Okay, yeah. Let me talk to Ref. I don't see him here.
I tagged him on the issue.
You did? You tagged him? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll wait for him.
Okay, we will. And
this is an old PR that was
super old
raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
not an
it was
issue,
an issue
for asking for clarification.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how relevant this is, Marcia, because I think every vendor's DPU HA communication is probably going to be opaque. I think there was, if I remember, a discussion to even maybe make that open or standard, and I don't think we went far. If I remember the history of some of this conversation, right? So right now, like Christina said, I think the inter DPU communication across disparate vendors, I don't know if that is still a requirement.
I mean, officially written in the community, it's a requirement. That's where my question was going. Do we need to change the document, or we need to close the issue and say, no, that's a requirement?
Okay. Yeah, we'll need the ref or Gohan to weigh in on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. And now I can't remember the last one I wanted to talk about, but yeah, okay. So yeah, so I hope that people who are interested can come to the behavioral model call tomorrow. It looks like we have someone new, Cheetah Lim, on the line here. If you wanted to introduce yourself or say hello.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I was talking to Dean. He's kind of recommending me to join this committee to listen in. So I'm very new to Dish, so I'm just listening in. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for
From
coming.
TSAC, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. All right. Well, thanks everyone for your time. Then hope to see you tomorrow if we can. Unless you guys have anything else, I guess I'll do the Andy 7-second countdown. Okay, yeah, then feel free, I'll stop the recording and feel free to reach out to me during the week if there's anything in between.